Hey, everybody. Rebecca, you're a genius. You really are. Rebecca's spot on. It would be awesome if there was a way for you folks to have some connection when I'm not here doing this, right? It's a great idea and it's done. I mean, it is completely done. It's going to blow your mind what this looks like. The only reason you haven't seen it already is because I hurt my back. But we have a Discord server built for the lifeboat. It is the lifeboat Discord server, and it is absolutely phenomenal. You walk in, it's set up into different rooms, and there are different or different. I don't know what you call them in there, but there are different places to hang out inside a Discord server, and some of them are going to be very specific to certain drugs. Some are going to be very specific to certain types of trauma. This thing is put together beautifully by much smarter people than me, who were born a long time after I was. I am going to be doing a whole thing on the Discord today or tomorrow. It depends on how my trip to the chiropractor goes. I'm not sitting. I can't sit down yet, people. I'm having a real struggle bending at the waist. So right now I'm currently kneeling, but I have a doctor's appointment at 10 o'clock. What I want to do now is talk about this Epstein crap. So the John Doe 107 has filed paperwork to stop this process. Now, I think this is really interesting for a couple of reasons. Number one, roll it out without 107 in it, right? Give us the list of everybody's names but 107. Redact 107. But for some reason, that's not what the judge has done. What the judge has done is said there are going to be hearings on this, and we're going to see the list now on the 22nd of January, right? 22nd of January. So it's one of those hurry up and wait kind of things, right? And that's one of those, I don't know. It's one of those things that's frustrating as hell. But I think if you read between the lines on this and check out tea leaves, this is interesting, because what the person says in the filings is that they're afraid for their life. They didn't say, hey, this is going to damage my reputation. Hey, I think that this is BS, and my association with Epstein just by accident of being on this island or being at his house, blah, blah, blah. That's not what this person is saying. What this person is saying is, if this comes out, I'm a dead man. Right? That's what John Doe 107 said, which leads me to believe that John Doe 107 may be a victim. Everybody in this case is listed as a John or a Jane Doe, and there's hundreds of them. A great number of them are listed as Jane or John Doe because they were underage individuals who were working, and I say working with air quotes, right? These are the victims that had been forced into child prostitution, right? And whether they got money or not means absolutely nothing. That's just a stupid thing, right? That doesn't matter. I think it was their way of justifying it in their head or whatever. Yeah, I think that this is interesting. I really do. And I think that this was something that the judge wrestled with in a pretty big way in terms of, yeah, you know what? There are some famous people on the list, and I went with a bunch of names yesterday that have already been released in about 100 places, right? You can find that list of names in the New Yorker. ABC has their magazine deal has written. A lot of these names got leaked a very, very long time ago. This is not really anything new on here, or at least I don't think that there's going to be anything that are really shocking on here. But again, I think it's interesting to see why this thing was blocked. Sometimes, when you read between the lines a little bit, I was ready to spit bullets when I heard that this thing was getting pulled off, because the first thing I thought was, would you please let that worthless animal in? I'm sorry, Squirrel is just driving me insane, man. As soon as we let her in, she will want to be on the other side of that door yet again. I think John Doe, this is just, I got nothing to go on. I got nothing to go on. I'm telling you this, okay? This is my opinion, but I got nothing to go on except the fact that John Doe 107 said They fear for their life. I don't think if it was an actor or anything, it would be someone fearing for their life. Kristen, I'm going to a chiropractor at 10 o'clock. I promise. I already made the appointment. Had to go to a one that's further away than I wanted to. Yeah, if you haven't seen this, the Aaron Rodgers Jimmy Kimmel thing is interesting, right? They have a beef that really took place over the V issue, right? During the C plus math thing, right? And they beefed pretty heavily back and forth about it. And I think that Aaron Rodgers took an opportunity to take a shot at Kimmel, whether or not Jimmy Kimmel is on that list. Oh, thanks, Squirrel. Good to see you, kitty. You know what? It depends on. There are a lot of these things that the statutes of limitations are not going to go up on this particular thing. Like you rob a bank, the statutes of limitations run 7 years. You do something to somebody underage, we're talking about in some cases and in some jurisdictions, they do not have statutes of limitations on child sex crimes, right? So it does sound like bull, Kathy, especially on first glance. It really does look like it might just be BS. And I put that in the title. It does. I mean, it really does. Because it just seems to me that possibly a victim, Don, I agree. I think that this possibly is a victim, right? I really believe that. However, give us the rest of the names. But they don't give you a list of names. What they do is they release the documents completely unredacted, right? With all of the names in it. Perhaps this name, perhaps 107 weaves in and out of the entire thing. You follow me? And maybe just because of how 107 appears in this, it makes it impossible to sponge them off the record, if that makes sense. And I don't even know that it makes sense to me. As I'm saying this, she's just on the wrong side of the door. It doesn't matter which side you got her on. Yeah, it's all good. Thank you, Laker Dog. I appreciate you. You know what? I'm going through it. But at 10 o'clock, I have an appointment with a chiropractor. Could the list have victims and perps both? Christy Caldwell, it is. Because of how this is done, right? We have this, and probably because of how I talk about it too. All of us have something in our head about a list, like there's going to be this master list of names. The news outlets are going to take this and turn it into a master list of names. But what they're doing is they're just rolling out, they're unrestricting all of the, thank you, ZW. They're unrestricting all of the information from the lawsuit. And then the people that report on this stuff are going to take it. They're going to look at it and they're going to make a master list. But yes, every single person that had anything to do, anybody that was named in this at all, and there were a bunch of people named, all of them were put into, every one of them were put into my lower back is done, people. Here's what I'm going to do. It is sciatica, sadly. Z-Dub, thank you so much. Really appreciate you. So all of the victims, all of the people that were being trafficked, all of their names are in this case. Like this is the names of all parties involved. So that's what that really is how this one is going down. The other one, and we're not hearing much about it, right? You're not hearing anybody talk about this, but the ones that I think is going to be more interesting, and it's like the don't look here kind of a thing, right? And then they're, it's the sleight of hand. I think that the the flight logs that they're doing everything they can to make sure don't come out are probably going to have bombs in it, more than what we're going to get from the lawsuit being unsealed. I think that people within the court systems had basically leaked everything good already. I think what we're going to get off of this is going to be, it is sleight of hand. I think what we're going to get off of this is just going to be a list of people that we already knew were there. I think we're going to hear, right? Because again, it's not a list. We're going to hear the the person who was the victim in this lawsuit, right? The person who was suing, we're going to hear them describe how some of these people were involved, how involved some of these people are, right? You're going to hear things like, I never saw them with anybody underage or whatever, but they were there X number of times. Or I saw this person, with so-and-so. Like there is dirt in this. There is big dirt in this. Prince Andrew, we know looks really bad in this, obviously. By the way, while deep diving the Epstein thing, what do we hit? 12 million pounds? Is that what we have, research says about 12 million pounds sterling was paid to settle with Prince Andrew and the victim in this case. For someone that never met the person, that's a crap load of money. I understand. I've been accused of things even since I started being a YouTuber this big. I've been accused of stupid stuff that if you could say, here's $20, just, make that go away, you might do it, right? And on a bigger scale, it's kind of like that in the real world. And I think that happens. But 12 million pounds is a crap load of money for someone that says, I never even met her. And do you know what's astounding is he still says, I never met her. We have seen a picture of him with his hand around her, 16-year-old waist, but he still maintains that he never met the girl. What's that song by It Wasn't Me? What is that? Shaggy, It Wasn't Me. I saw you doing it on the bedroom floor. It wasn't me. Yeah, it's 12 million pounds for somebody you never met. I do have a really interesting picture of that person you've never met and you standing together. Yes, and he doesn't sweat. Oh, Lydia Von Stretchclaw, you made my day. Seriously, my back's killing me, but that made my day. If you've not seen that clip of film, people, that you really need to, because he gets into this. Oh, oddly enough, that was at a time in my life where I medically could not sweat. Because you know what? If you're a 16-year-old girl and you're looking at somebody my age, we probably all look like disgusting, sweaty men, right? I mean, but he really is a disgusting, sweaty man. And there's a great clip that somebody put together where they show him saying, I am medically incapable of sweating. And then there are 40 pictures, one right after the other, where this cat's got sweat rings that are touching in the middle. Erica, I bet she's sweating now. Oh, he is. I'm not going to pick on Fergie. I'm not going to pick on Fergie. Here's the deal. I honestly, I don't have any problem with Fergie. I really don't. She's like a good dude. Oh my Lord. Please tell me you guys heard that so you don't just think I'm here stupid laughing at myself. You want to say that a little louder? No. Oh man, that was funny. Hey, welcome, Ensign. Glad to have you here. Thank you so much. So when I said I'm not picking on Fergie, Johnny Scoville goes, no, I kind of like the dude. She's the Meg Griffith of the Royals. Much love, Tommy Crew, and prayers, healing, good memory. Can't chat now, but I'm listening. Thank you, Z-Dub. Thank you always. Honestly, you know what? I kind of always liked Fergie. I really did. I thought she was, you know what? I thought she had a stiff upper lip, but showed a lot of humanity through some really ugly times that weren't easy. And, and she was called, the Duchess of Pork and all that other crazy crap. And I thought that through all that, she was a pretty classy chick. I actually kind of like Fergie, but I know a lot of people don't. I got love for Fergie. I think she's a tough chick. And I think she's a classy chick, because I'll tell you what, how easy would it be right now to just split her husband's wig to the white meat? You know what I mean? How easy would it be right now to just have fun threading him? But you know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, I got a couple of exes, and if they got into some really hard trouble, it might be hard to not do an interview. I think she's been pretty Yeah, she got herself out of the toxicity, right? And I think she stayed out of it, Nicola. I really think she stayed out of it, which is kind of cool. What did the Secret Service do when Clinton was on the island? Well, wouldn't just be Clinton. You know what I mean? There are a lot of other people who had protection details, but according to the article that went into, I can't remember what the magazine is called. It's not the regular New Yorker. It's got a different name, but it's a pay service magazine. And in theirs, they said 6 times he was able to get to the island without the Secret Service, which is incredible if you think about it, right? Because the Secret Service isn't supposed to make those kind of mistakes. Brenda, thank you so kindly. Fergie needs money and supports her ex for money. Isn't that nuts? Oh, can we get some prayers for Steve Molesky? Thoughts and prayers, please, for Steve. All righty. There are articles about the Secret Service detail. They ditched the Secret Service a few times. Yeah, I read those too. I read those too 6 times. Apparently, he was able to ditch them. Hillary, I read that Hillary was there as well on multiple occasions, and that was the phrase that was used. So I don't know what that means. But I think that those are the kind of details that might come out on the 22nd if somebody else isn't filing the same kind of paperwork, which is insane. It really is. It's insane. Alrighty, everybody. I need to pack up because I don't know how long it's going to take me to get into the car to get to the chiropractor, because this is going to be a stretch. But I want to say a massive thank you to my brother and to my son Spanx Calhoun for not letting the boat grind to a halt while I'm not able to sit down. We are going to be rolling out the Discord server. It's done. It's beautiful. It's put together. It's incredible. You guys are going to trip. But I need to kind of do a hold on one sec. I got to do a tutorial kind of a thing. I would not be shocked if 107 is someone big or is afraid of the outrage their exposure will destroy their life. Not a fear of losing their life literally, but of it being ruined, their power lost. I think I can understand exactly why people would think that, but you do not parse words like that with a court, right? Like if you went in front of the judge and the judge said, you worded this that you were afraid of losing your life, and what you meant was how much you make or the style of life you're accustomed to, because I will absolutely kill you. Like a judge would come unglued. They're not cool with clickbait, right? Judges want you really to the point with what you're saying. So if John Doe 107 says they're fearing for their life, they better be able to present to the judge why they are in fear of loss of life. They don't play gray area games. It's a black and white thing with the courts, peeps. Alrighty, thanks everybody, and thanks for being so kind to my family in my absence. I will see all of you hopefully this afternoon. I'm going to be right as rain, and we'll be here on the 22nd. Well, I'm going to be following this crap all the way along, but I'm telling you, the one we should be looking for are those flight logs. There should be, everybody in the world should be saying, yeah, let's see them. Anybody that doesn't want those coming out, there's a reason for that. That's frightening to me. Thanks everybody. I couldn't lift up the cat if she was in the basket anyway. I'll see you guys later. Thank you. Bye-bye.